Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another video. As many of you know, I collect a lot of videos in a lot of different genres. One of them being horror. Now before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I need to go over a little bit of background. Back when I retired from television for health reasons, which was around 2004, I had this large amount of money that I had squirreled away into a 401k account. So I looked into following a dream that I had had for quite some time, which was to create my own home video label. In this case, it was going to be strictly DVD, and I was going to concentrate on science fiction, fantasy, and horror, especially independently produced science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Now, I researched that thing every which way. The cost of authoring a disc, the cost of securing a video master, the cost of replicating the disc, the cost of packaging the discs, the cost of securing the rights to release the film, all that stuff. I even went so far as to contact several rights holder companies, all of them coincidentally in England. They were holding a lot of finished, independently produced science fiction, fantasy, and horror films that could not get a distributor. And I was trying to my level best to be a distributor for these, to be a publisher. But you know, the old catch-22 thing. We can't do this unless we see a previous video release that you've done. But I couldn't have done a previous release without having a previous release to that I could show that company. So there was no way to do it. I messed around with it for the longest time, and even so much as breaking it down to, okay, how much would it cost for 100 units, 1,000 units, 10,000 units? Because, you know, the more copies you have replicated, the lower the price per unit. And you'd be surprised how little it costs to replicate a DVD. If the production run is high enough, you can get it around 10 cents, which includes packaging. But the real cost is in securing something to release. Anyway, flash forward a couple of weeks ago. A subscriber of mine here on YouTube, who I subscribe to, and we're also mutual friends on Facebook, he contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to help promote a independently produced horror film that he had made but couldn't get released. He had had all of the financial backing arranged for the production of the film. He had all of the financial backing arranged for the production of the discs and distribution. Had all that set up. Finished the film. Then the company, or the people who said that they were going to financially back the replication and distribution end, backed out because there's quite a bit of graphic nudity and other graphic things in this film. Project October. So they backed out, and he had no way of distributing this film. So he contacted me, and I'm sure he's contacted other people too, about promoting this film. Now, the way he explained it to me is, it is a horror film shot entirely POV, that is, point of view of the camera. In fact, the camera is its own character, and the other characters in the film interact with the camera character. And I thought that was rather interesting. He shot the entire thing with Super VHS, shot it in continuity, editing in the camera, so that there would be no exorbitant post-production costs, like hiring an editing suite. In fact, I read an article, it's been a long time now. One of the magazines I read is Independent Filmmaker, and this is a common problem. Independent filmmakers scrounge the money up somehow to make a film, but then they can't get it distributed. So anyway, the people who originally had wanted to, or said they would, back financially the replication of the disc and the distribution, backed out for the reason I believe I stated, which was graphic nudity and so on. Rather than go the route of begging for money, what he did was post a video on YouTube which provides a link to where you can go to pre-order this film. There are like 5 or 6 different packaging options you can choose from. The least expensive one is $10. That's on a regular DVD, not a DVD-R. A regular DVD, professionally replicated, with fancy artwork on the disc and on the case, $10. And if I remember correctly, then the next package up was $15, and that got you a second disc, which was a behind-the-scenes documentary sort of thing on the making of Project October, and that is autographed by all of the actors in the film, as well as some of the key people behind the camera, including Chad, because he's directing it, or he directed it. Anyway, he told me about the basic premise of this film and how it's about how people deal with sexual urges, I'll put it that way. The female character in the film is dealing with her desires by repressing them, and the male character in the film has gone way over the top and is killing people. But anyway, figured he should know, he's the director. That's what he told me it was about. I'm going to also try and stick a link to the trailer for it that he's done so far. And I believe he's also got up a 5-minute segment from the film. If I can find that, I'll put that link down there also. As I believe I've mentioned, I've already ordered my copy, pre-ordered. I got one of the more expensive deluxe packages, not the most expensive, but mine includes the film on DVD, the behind-the-scenes DVD, autographed by all the stars and everything, plus a third DVD of another independently produced horror film that has never been released prior to this on DVD. In addition to that, there is a combo release. They wanted to be able to release this on VHS. It was, after all, shot in Super VHS. So they contacted a manufacturer of clamshell cases and have worked with them to design a clamshell case that would hold both a VHS cassette and a DVD. So that's the package that I ordered. As I said, there are about 5 or 6 different packages that you can order, ranging in price from $10 to $35. Very reasonable. If you want to get in on the ground floor of a new production company and a new distributor, publisher, this is your chance. And if you are into independent films, this is your opportunity to help get an independent film released. So that's that. And also, those of you who are friends of mine on Facebook, so around 1,200 I think, I've already shared the video that I'm going to link to down here. It's on my Facebook homepage wall, and I shared it with all of my friends on Facebook. So there is a lot of overlap, I know, between the friends I have here and the friends I have on Facebook. So if you've already seen the video, you may not want to watch it a second time, so you don't have to click on it. But if you go to that video, you'll be able to find out how to pre-order the video. They offer PayPal as well as the major credit cards. Alrighty, that's taken care of. Chad, I hope this did you some good. I hope it didn't do more harm than good, because I really like the idea of helping to support the independent film movement. It's the same way that I help support the homebrew video game movement by buying as many homebrew games as I can. So anyway, until next time, stay awesome.